And the stock in news is GMR Infra, and Madhu Terdal, Group Chief Financial Officer of the company, joins us right now on the phone line to speak about the news of the 40% stake sale in the Istanbul airport. Good having you, Mr. Terdal. Thanks for joining in. It's been a while. But tell us, this 40% stake sale, now finally a done deal? And when does the money come into the books of GMR Infra?
Good morning, Neeraj. Thank you very much. I will not be able to really confirm on the deal. I can only say that the deal is in progress. And as you have seen from the public and also the announcement made by the Malaysian airports on their stock exchange, it is a fact that the Malaysian airports, who are one of the shareholders, they have exercised the right of first offer, and GMR is evaluating on this. And if everything goes well, I can't say who will be the buyer at this point of time, but I can only say that the deal should be concluded in next 2 to 3 months' time, because it is subject to the variety of processes, and also it is subject to the customary approvals like lenders, like the competition commission of the country, and also the necessary civil aviation authorities. So this is all subject to that.
Yeah, right. Mr. Terdal, the value for the stake is being touted at close to 2,000 crores. Could you confirm or give some sense on the numbers?
I will not be able to comment on that, Tanvi, but as you have seen, the Malaysian airports has made some announcement. But I will not be able to confirm on that, and I am duty bound by the confidentiality norms.
Right. Would you at least say it's a fair valuation, or would you say, at least quantify or give some sort of qualitative comment on the valuation?
I can only say that we are looking at least about 3 times of our original investment made. That is our expectation is in that range.
What was the original investment, just for the sake of the clarity of the numbers?
Around 70 million euros.
70 million. Yeah, so around that number of $225 million was something that was anyways floating around. If that is the number, $225 million, you'll be satisfied with that number, right?
I just showed that our looking price is in that range.
Okay. And what we understand is that with these proceeds, as and when they come in, be it 225, 200 or $250 million, whatever the number may be, as and when it does come in 2 to 3 months, we understand that these proceeds might be used to hike stake in DIAL. Is that the correct assessment, or would you use these to retire some debt?
Increase in the Delhi airport, of course, is one of the options. But our current priorities are completing our equity investments in our power projects, and also the reduction of debt in corporate debt in GMR Infrastructure. If you can understand from whatever GMR has been doing, we have been more focusing first on the operationalization of our energy airports. You must have seen MCO is already fully operational. Kamalanga has also one unit is fully operational. Another unit also will go operational shortly. And we are expecting to operationalize Chhattisgarh by next May or June. So the entire focus is on operationalization of our existing power projects and be there when the market picks up. That is the whole focus.
Interesting. So if I'm understanding this correctly, maybe some small portion out of this might be used for stake hike in DIAL, but otherwise predominantly would be used for the power projects and or reducing debt. Is this the correct assessment?
Corporate debt, yes, please.
Okay. You're also the lowest bidder. I just want to finish a couple of questions on, or rather, we want to finish a couple of questions on the airport division before we switch to the power space. I believe you're the lowest bidder for the Philippines airport as well, 25-year concession. What's the kind of investment would this entail should you eventually win it? And what's the timeline for the same?
Should we eventually win it, the timeline is within 20 days of getting the award, we have to offer certain guarantees. and the financial closure will have to be achieved within 9 months from that date. That will take to some time around September, October. And around that time, obviously, we will have to put in equity, and our estimate of equity ranges from between $50 to $75 million, which is a very, very small portion looking at our overall portfolio. Indeed, this is exactly in tune with GMR's professed policy of asset light and asset right. We are one of the established airport developers, and we have built a very high degree of technical skills and knowledge and expertise in operating and managing the airports. As you know, Hyderabad, Delhi are two of the world's finest airports. So we would like to put our expertise to best use and create value with minimum equity investment, but maximum returns out of that. So in tune with this policy, GMR is looking to bid for the Philippines airport.
You've also appointed bankers for, listing of the airport segment. What kind of valuation are you looking at for that business? And also, what's the timeline there?
Tanvi, it is too early to comment on that. And, of course, appointing bankers and evaluating various options is an ongoing process. And I would not like to attribute any particular timeline for this.
But it's in the works very much. Are you talking to bankers at this point in time for a potential listing? Could you at least throw some color on the kind of valuation that you're looking at for the business?
Not really, Tanvi. At this point of time, I can only say that at a right point of time, when the markets are right, when the valuations are right, we'll be very happy to go for a listing.
Could you give us an update on the Maldives airport as well? Because the first round of arbitration is over, the new government is in power. Would you be keen internally to get back and operate the asset, or that is out of the question now?
No, the choice is obvious. We would like to, our first preference is to get back the airport and vindicate ourselves because we have always believed and claimed that it was an unlawful action from the part of the Maldives government, because we were a lawful concessionaire given the concession to run the airport under their valid law. So we have believed that it was not correct on their part. So getting back the airport will vindicate our position. So obviously we would like to have it, of course, apart from the economic benefits. But if that is not possible, naturally, a new government is in place. We will be in touch with them at a right point of time after the things settle down. Then, but arbitration is also on. So either way, GMR is going to protect our investment, and we are not likely to incur any loss on this account.
Right. Your stock as we speak for this year has given a 26% return from a really low level. It's bounced back in the second half of this year. I just wanted to get a sense, because the market, of course, is pricing in a fair amount of uptick in all your businesses. When will the Maldives issue get resolved completely? And if you can also talk about your energy business, which you're looking to list.
The timelines for Maldives is sometime in the middle of next year, at least the arbitration process. The final award is expected in the middle of next year. And, of course, any kind of a settlement with the government, I can't put a timeline. Obviously, we will be engaging with the new government in a very serious way in the coming year. But I can't put any timeline for that.
What about the energy business and what the potential of that business from a listing perspective?
The energy business definitely is in for what you call is turn in the hockey stick. I think, in my opinion, it is at that particular point in our evolution of energy business. Unfortunately, as you know, already 1,300 gas-based our power plants lying idle. The moment certain improvement in the gas availability happens, I think we are in for good times. And as far as coal is concerned, almost 3,000 megawatt of coal assets will be going operational in the next 12 months. Already 600 megawatt of Yamco is fully operational, as I just told you. 1,050 of Kamlanga, plus another 1,350 megawatt of Chhattisgarh. So you can imagine the kind of upswing that is likely to happen in the fortunes of GMR once the market stabilizes and the power starts getting the attraction which it really deserves.
Mr. Tedal, before we let you go, what's the quantum of debt, or what's the number on the debt front that the balance sheet of GMR Infra will show as of 31st March 2014 and 31st March 2015 from the current 45,000 odd crores?
We are at around 7,000 crores as of now. Depending upon the speed with which the deals get concluded, I expect
excuse me, Mr. Tedal, excuse me for interrupting you. Sorry for this, but I believe your consolidated debt would be northwards of 40,000 crores?
Yeah, the consolidated debt is in the range of 45,000 crores.
Yeah, so what would that number come down by, or how much will that number come down by over the course of the next 24 months?
It will not be correct to compare the gross debt of any company. Because suppose, for example, I will be reducing at least 1,000 crores in one project, but I would have drawn another 1,000 crores for the completion of the project. For example, I will continue to draw some money in the Chhattisgarh, but that does not mean that I am borrowing. These are all sanctioned limits, and also we have to draw certain money to complete these projects. So it is not correct to say that the debt has gone up. It is required to complete the project and operationalize. But what is relevant for the market and the investor, to what extent I will be bringing down the corporate debt, which is not backed by the direct cash flows.
Sure.
In any case, whatever the corporate debt we have raised, it has all gone to operationalize our energy projects. So these are all very productive investments made by GMR Infrastructure. Right. And as I told you, this debt is likely to come down from 7,000 crores to around 6,000 crores, in that range. As I told you, depending upon the quickness with which we can complete our divestments, also by another 20 to 25% in 1 year from there.
Great. We wish you all the best for all these numbers, and we'll talk to you once the airport share sale eventually does take place. Thanks so much for joining in, Mr. Tedal, and giving us your views.